Hello! Welcome to October. Wow, 11 people in.
That's
cool. Look at that.
We're getting so famous.
Basically, you're getting famous.
Also, I sent it to my friends, so.
Oh, well, still, doesn't hurt. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well.
Is it muted? Is your computer?
It is.
Okay, good.
It is. Oh, it looks like we're up. We're rolling. Yeah. Hope everybody's doing well. We're doing well. Ellie's a little tired.
I'm very tired.
We were just talking about how she fell asleep in class today.
My college class.
But you said
that was especially fun.
Falling asleep in the front row to be attentive and a good student. And then
my poor teacher was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You fell asleep," and I was like, "What? Me?"
I was just looking down.
I was like, I don't think you understand. Then I had to explain to her that I was just exhausted because I stayed up super late the night before getting her draft done for my paper. So
she's doing really well.
College life.
She's a smart cookie. Wait, speaking of college life, yeah, there's some recent things.
Oh yeah, I got accepted into my first college.
What? Right?
So that was very fun. I applied to a whole bunch of colleges. Like, I don't even remember how many I've applied to at this point, but I did get it.
Yeah, she got one back and got her first acceptance. So she's actually going to college.
Going to college.
Which
no matter what.
It was not a surprise for us, but she all of a sudden said, "This is crazy. It's like it's for real." Said, yeah.
They were not as surprised.
We were not shocked. We were not shocked. Happily, pleasantly surprised, but not shocked.
It had confetti in it. It's very cool.
She's smart cookie. I already said that. I used that one already.
Shame.
Sorry, everybody. Just recycling the jokes and such. We got some active chat tonight. Oh, saludos desde Argentina.
Oh, no.
Bienvenidos.
Dad, no. I'm worried you're going to say something wrong, and then
they'd be all right if I said something wrong.
I know, but then it's going to come back.
No, I think they'd appreciate it. Oh my goodness, we're getting some good comments today. Welcome, everybody. So good. 29 people.
Oh my gosh. Dad, it's like we have a following.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Hello. So there's some stuff already popping. Usually we just sit here and start
rambling.
I wonder if, you know what I think I did?
What did you do?
I think I made it public. So we're out.
You made it
everybody.
Public?
I did.
Oh, well, nice.
Welcome everybody. We usually this is usually our Patreon live stream, which I didn't hit public. So good to see everybody. That's why we're seeing so many people come on.
And bye.
Lots of people leaving.
Yeah.
Hello. Anyway, so
this is a glimpse of what you get when you're a patron.
That's true. So this is our monthly Patreon live stream where we just let people know what we've been doing the last month and what was coming next month and what's been going on. And we talk about stuff like Ellie getting accepted to colleges and stuff. So look, hi from the UK. Hello.
That's where I want to go to school. That is not where I got accepted though.
Some stuff that's already. I tell you what, we'll skim back through the. I don't know. What's the protocol? Do you think we answer it as it comes? Do we go back later? What do you think? This is new for us. Usually we don't have this much chatting, so it's so nice to see you guys.
We skim back through.
Okay, we're gonna go back through, but we do a little bit of an agenda. So we usually talk about what we've been doing. So what we've been doing. What was the last month when we did this? We had we finished the suspension just then, or were we still in the middle of it? That's right. We were dejected. Last month, we were just we were so depressed because we were in the middle of doing suspension and everything had been going wrong. Everything had been going wrong.
It's not that suspension was hard because
it was
probably one of the more simple things we've done on the
relatively.
It was the fact that all of the tools were wrong. The spring compressor we got was wrong. Some of the bolts started stripping.
Yeah, we stripped multiple bolts. We had a torque wrench that just didn't click on us. Everything that could go wrong seemed to go wrong. It was terrible.
To the point that we were working night before we had to leave for...
Night before the night before, yeah.
Yeah, night before we had to leave for Holly Ford Fest. And that was not fun. It came to the point where I was like, Dad, I have school tomorrow. I can't. And he was like, okay, we'll stop. And then I find out the next morning that he stayed up till like 1 finishing it.
Well, I didn't finish it. I just got it down to the next
Getting
moment.
it enough so that we could stay on track.
That video is going to come out in a couple of weeks.
Oh wait, it's not out?
No, it hasn't come out yet.
What?
If you guys don't know, if you've never been here before, Ellie doesn't watch any of her videos.
That's not true. I had an assignment in one of my classes where I could kind of get out of it by just submitting one of my videos. So I watched that one video on how to recharge your AC system.
Ellie doesn't like seeing herself on camera, so she doesn't watch her videos. She loves you guys, you know. But yeah, that's part of Ellie's deal. Anyway, that's coming out in a while, and it is going to be just, I think it's going to be I'm going to title it "We Almost Quit," because...
We did.
Man, I guess, I don't know if for everybody else, if you have a build, there's a moment where you just say, yep, I'm done. Because this is our first one. But this was it. I mean, we've been through everything.
There are many things that I was over dramatic in saying, oh, I quit. But
this was like...
This was one of those things where I was
just...
We were joking.
Oh.
We were to the point where we were joking about just scrapping the car. We were like, okay, this is the end.
We were in a bad place. We were in a bad place, but we got through it, and we love him. We love him.
We would never get rid of my car.
Never. So the suspensions is done. But what we have to talk about was the big thing this past month. We went to Holly Ford Fest. If you guys haven't seen the video on the channel, it's the most recent video on the channel.
Wait, that's been out, but now the suspension one?
No, because I jumped over it. It's actually fun if people... so sometimes we'll post stuff, like we'll do a video...
I didn't realize we post stuff out of order.
We do that sometimes. So
really?
In general, we're relatively linear as far as... So if you guys don't know, Ellie's Ellie. I do stuff with her, but of course I'm shooting and I'm editing it, and so I do all that stuff. It's not exactly linear. Usually it is, but sometimes like this, when we did a project back before, when we did the suspension, and it took forever, and it's like when it takes forever, it takes a long time to edit it, and we had all the Holly Ford Fest stuff, so that was kind of timely. So I needed to front load that. So basically, you see us go to Holly Ford Fest. We put a sway bar in on the episode that's coming out tomorrow, and you see a sway bar go in, and all the suspension's new, but you haven't seen that yet. So it's a little bit backwards.
There are some times where Dad will go, okay, we need to figure out a different episode to release because this episode has like 7 days worth of footage. And I'm like, oh, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it can take a little longer sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, but talk about Ford Fest, because it was so cool. It was so cool.
We were actually surprised that we got to Ford Fest because of the suspension stuff.
Right, we thought we weren't
going to make it. But thankfully we did. And it was just awesome. Holly had invited us.
They invited you. I was optional. They
had invited us the year prior, and we didn't go because we had stuff. Were we painting?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we couldn't. There was some reason we couldn't go the year before. Yeah.
So they invited us again this year, and we were like, sure, we'll put it on the calendar.
We just had no clue.
We just had no clue what it was about. We arrived, and we parked in the spot for the car show, and all of a sudden, Holly executives or something
the director of sales showed up and
is
hey,
like,
Ellie,
hi.
And he's a big fan, and he's talking to her.
So we walk us over to the Holly booth. We met Steve Sparkman, who has been our contact.
Kind of been our contact guy.
For the past 3 years, for the first time in person, which was fun. And then he kind of showed us around, and it was really cool because there was drifting and burnouts and autocross and...
If you guys watch the video, you can watch Ellie fall in love with drifting. Like, there's a shot of it. Like, it's happening, and she's, what is this? Magic in front of me.
It's really sad that I should know about these things. And I, vaguely know about drifting. But, it was never interesting to me until I built a car.
Build a car.
Yeah.
That'll make you interested in cars.
Yes, so...
That's the way to do it.
I found out how cool drifting was, and now that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. That is a joke. For legal reasons, I have to say that's a joke because my mom will kill me.
But, one of the, it does make us think about our next build.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plans so far for future of Ellie's Garage, because we might as well go into this a little bit.
Oh, well, sure.
is we're gonna finish Carl, which will probably take a little while because it's us.
But hopefully by the time you're by next summer,
when
she's out because she's a senior this year. She's going to college next year. So the idea, the goal now, the goal kind of at the beginning was to have a driver by the time she had her license, which happened. So now it's kind of. I also got
my license late, so I gave us time.
That's true. She did get a little late. Thanks. But now it's kind of to get completely. I guess you could never be completely done. We'll just say completely. Does that work? Completely done. By the time she takes it to college.
And originally our plan was like, okay, we'll build the car, we'll use the YouTube channel to pay for the car because I was paying for it, and I was like, this is great because then I can use this as my college essay. Done. That's the purpose.
Which has worked out really nicely.
And it's worked out great. But then I fell into this little problem of I actually liked doing it, and I wanted to keep doing it. So now I just want to do another car. So I'm kind of hoping that I get accepted to a college that I like that's close to here, because if so, we will probably keep doing this. And if not, we'll probably keep doing it over the summers.
I've got plans. If we shoot if you shoot all the time over breaks, summer and winter and like spring break and stuff, maybe you could release content throughout. We've got schemes and plans.
Needless to say, as soon as I go to college, that is not the end of us building cars. It just might mean that it slows down just a teeny.
Got to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. So,
but
sorry,
back to Ford Fest. So if you guys did see the latest video that came out, that was Ellie seeing drifting. She rode with a professional drifter.
That was so cool.
He's actually a really big YouTuber, Adam LZ, which they didn't even get to talk.
No, he went. That's it.
And then,
yeah, it was awesome.
It was amazing. But coming out tomorrow's episode that we didn't show any of the footage of in the Ford Fest episode is Ellie actually drove Carl in the autocross there. She had never driven autocross before.
I didn't know what autocross was.
I didn't either. I just signed her up for it.
So he just was like, yeah, that'll be great.
You're gonna get fun.
I didn't realize how competitive autocross was until I got there and I realized, I have to wear a helmet to do this. And I was like...
And it doesn't help the matters that you are very competitive as well.
I am very competitive.
She wouldn't say that, but she is. Especially with herself, so yeah. Oof. Yeah,
trying to beat my past grade it's an ongoing battle. But that was actually really fun because it was the first time that I actually got to drive Carl basically as fast as I could. Autocross, if you don't know, is basically you're just trying to figure out how good of a performance driver you are and trying to see how fast you can drive without hitting the cones that are laid out. Which was a very good idea for a driver who's only had their license for 3 months. So
she did really good.
I didn't hit a single cone. Very proud of myself. But
look at that. Build a Ranchero for the Driftmobile. That's a good guess. It's a good guess. It's a very good guess.
So that was super fun, but the main reason we were doing it was definitely not to see if I could beat the fastest time, because in my sad little straight six that I rebuilt, it's not gonna go.
It's not sad. It's the big sad block. That's the 200. That's the big block straight six.
It's a little sad.
That's the big block.
But I knew it was not gonna go very fast. The main reason we signed up for autocross was to test the sway bar. So as Dad said, we redid the suspension. And
because Holly had sent her a 1-inch sway bar kit. So yeah.
So we had it in the car when we went to Holly Ford Fest, but didn't put it on because Holly said we could put it on in front of their booth there. So we did the autocross. I did 3 laps without the sway bar, which was absolutely horrifying because
wait till you guys see the footage.
The sway bar really levels the car out and reduces body roll
in the corners and everything. And
the tight turns without the sway bar was absolutely terrifying.
You should see when you see there's shots from the GoPro looking at her looking back, and when she's in the slalom, like you can see it go honk, honk, honk. It's pretty cool. It's really funny.
Absolutely terrifying. But we needed a course that was the same the whole time that we could drive to see how the sway bar differed. So autocross was just a really good way of having a very
Yeah, it standardized the route
standardized
for us
course.
so that we could compare before and after really well.
Because otherwise, I didn't
It
really
was
know
just
how
like,
we
what are we
were
going to do,
that
drive
in
around the neighborhood? So, yeah.
So, that was really fun, but that was my first time driving Carl basically as fast as I could without hitting things, and it was so much fun. And all it made me want to do was go up to people and be like, hey, how much do I have to offer you to let me drive your car?
Like, she wanted to drive something fast.
I wanted to drive something fast so bad, but I didn't think anybody would be willing to let a 17-year-old drive their fast car.
I think if we would have gotten to meet some of those other YouTubers there, we might have next year. Next year we're gonna talk to a lot more people.
Yeah, but it was so much fun. It made me really want a car with a super high power horse speed engine. I want it so bad.
I will let you guys know we are right now kind of reaching out to Ford Performance Racing schools, and I'm doing some reaching out to them to say, hey, what about partnering up on an episode? See if we can get Ellie in a Ford Performance Racing school, because that would be cool.
That would be very cool.
So that's kind of got you up to speed on where we are now. So yeah, if you haven't seen the Ford Fest episode, go check that out. Tomorrow will be the autocross episode. But stuff that's coming up. So
we've had the EFI in the car. That was one of the first. I feel like that was one of the first videos we did.
It was earlier
after the
on.
engine was done. It was putting the EFI in.
That was the first big thing that Holly sent you.
We've had the EFI in for a little over a year.
Almost 10,000 miles. So yeah.
And we've never had it tuned. We've just had it on learning mode. So we are going to, at some point, take it and have it professionally tuned and see how that differs, and then kind of do a whole video about how we've liked the EFI so far.
So yeah, that's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be really cool.
Door panels.
Yeah,
we're gonna be getting our door panels in.
We have the door panels. We just need to put them in. So it's a lot of the things that we have this thing, but we need to find the time to do it, along with getting other things done. Creating a YouTube channel is difficult.
Work and school and building a car and editing stuff.
Who knew it would take up so much time?
That's crazy, right?
After that, we've
the joy of setting our points. Yep, pull that sucker out.
We've been talking about this a while on Patreon, but I can't remember if we ever mentioned it on the main YouTube channel, because I don't think we have. I want to put bucket seats in Carl, which I think is common knowledge at this point.
Yeah, but I think we talked about it early on, and I think we really just talked about that to our patrons. So
the reason I want to put bucket seats in Carl is because I am a very short person, and I need the bench scooted up as far as humanly possible. And for my poor passengers, it's not always comfortable. So I want to put bucket seats in. It also means I get a center console, which I really want. But that was a whole problem because we were going to have to do extensions to get the bucket seats to work, because we were going to put in a new tilt column. It was a whole thing, but we finally figured out how we're going to do it. I don't think I'll spoil it. But we figured out a way to do it so that I can have everything that I want, so that I can have the center console, the bucket seats, the column in the right spot. I'm very excited.
And we're going to be going and working with some a gentleman named Jerry Kratz, who's been one of our Falcon advisors for years now. He doesn't live too far away, so we're going to be going and hanging out with him in a few weeks and doing some work with him. So that's going to be really cool. Just cut your bench seat in half.
Because what I want to do with the bench seat is I want to turn it into like a little couch, because I don't know, apparently in college you get an apartment at some point when you're like
you'd even be the double coolest kid on campus.
I would be so cool.
Not only you have the
when
Falcon,
I'm a
you'd have the...
I just bring this awesome couch and I'm like,
yeah, I like
that's how cool I am.
Also coming up, we're going to be doing the headliner, which should be fun.
Everybody shed a tear for all the stickers I've put on the...
I know, it's going to be so sad.
It's going to be a heartbreaking moment.
We have to put the insulation up there and cover it up and everything.
I can't think about it.
We've got a disc brake conversion coming up. And we're going to be redoing the rear suspension and everything. And then lots of interior stuff. Some cool stuff coming up. So this is when, that's all the stuff past and present. Now we usually get to some questions. We have a couple that have been sent in.
Oh wait,
so
one big thing we've done
Okay.
in the last week is we cleaned the garage.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if you've noticed, but in the past few episodes of Ellie's Garage, from what I know, is that
so I would guess.
is that we haven't had Carl in the shot.
That would be accurate.
And that is because the garage has been so messy that we couldn't even walk in it.
Like, it was a Greek tragedy in here
It
of
was
just tables
so
and parts.
terrible.
It was awful.
And it's still not super organized.
No, it's good.
It's
good.
clean to the point that we can have the car in, which is very nice, which we haven't been able to do in like a month.
Been good.
So that's the big thing that's happened recently. Also, if I don't seem as ecstatic as I am in the videos, it's because I'm tired.
No, you're very.
I'm pumped.
You're doing good. You're doing good. So actually, the first question was, have you started working on bucket seats yet?
No.
And that is, but Ellie already has a set of
frames.
She's got a set of Sprint frames. I
have the covers and the cushion.
And the foam. Yeah.
I have the center console. I have the tracks lined up.
Oh yeah, the tracks, you're gonna be getting all that. So we've basically got everything together.
We have everything. We just have to go to Jerry Kratz, who is gonna help us put it all together for the most part.
Yeah. Jerry's a retailer for Distinctive Industries, and that's who that's who she bought her foam and seat covers for. If you guys saw when she parted out a car, she made about $1,000, and she spent just about every penny of that on the foam and the covers. But we ordered that back just post-pandemic, and it took 10 months for those foam and covers to come in. So, and then been sitting with Jerry for another 10 months. So it's been time.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Ellie, are you planning to add any additional modules to Carl's high-tech dash?
We actually just talked about this
and I'll preempt this. So yeah, if you don't know, Ellie put a decoded digital RTX panel. It's so cool. If you haven't seen it, go check out the video. But yes, it's crazy that this question got asked because we were literally talking about that this morning.
I like the look of a stock car, but I've realized as we keep going with this project is that it is my daily driver, so I need it to be as functional as possible. And though the people in 65 were really good at making very pretty cars, they weren't great at making functional cars. So one of the modules that we're looking at is an air conditioning module that will replace the sliders. If you've ever seen an old car, it has little sliders that go up and down that don't actually tell you what you're doing, but you just move it until you get about where you want. But this module will tell me how hot or cold it is, where I'm blowing, if it's blowing from the vents, or if it's defrosting, or
it's pretty cool.
Really
it's basically a digital readout that you could set to a temp and hit auto, and it just makes it real easy. So when you're not guessing of, am I on floor, am I on defrost, am I
it's definitely a guessing game right now, and it would be really nice to not have that as a guessing game.
So
to be one less thing I have to worry about.
So but literally we were just talking about this morning about will it fit, all that kind of stuff. Actually somebody, I'm gonna start reading the questions in reverse. So Michael Williams, congratulations on putting this in. He says, with the console, are you installing a floor shifter? Do
we reveal this?
I think we already kind of said. Well, here
it could be
maybe there's a possibility.
Maybe I just spent $400 on a floor shifter. You'll never
know. Maybe not.
Continuing. I absolutely did. It was very sad.
So yeah.
To spend that much money.
That's actually what I think in retrospect that's one of the bad. Modern manufacturers still can't make fully functioning cars. Okay, I'm gonna go back through the chat and just see what we've got in here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in there. Have we published a list of all the parts and vendors we've used in the restoration of Carl? That's a great question.
We have a sign that we put out at events that have the main sponsors and vendors that we've used.
But if you're looking for detail, what I do is in every episode.
Put it in the description.
Yes, in the episode.
Cool.
See, it's like in each video that's particular to that project, in the description, I'll list links out to the products and that type of thing. So,
good job.
So yes, while we don't have a master list, if you're on a video, in the description there should be a link out to a product, and definitely if they're usually we'll link to it even if we use it, but definitely if it's a sponsor as well. How's Carl running?
Very good. he hasn't run. He actually ran today because I had to take him to school. But yeah, he's running really good. We recently got him aligned and is running perfectly, and it's really nice to drive right now. So it's also that perfect temperature where it's not super cold when you get in the car, but not super hot. It's like the perfect time to be driving an old car.
Roll down the windows.
Yeah, it's absolutely great.
John Both says, I'm sure those huge tires made some sweet sounds. There actually is some really good.
There is?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, I need to watch that.
It's pretty cool. I stuck a GoPro on the side to get that Dukes of Hazzard shot. So you guys check it out tomorrow. It's pretty cool. 6 in a row makes you go from Justin Sanders. Let's see what else we got here.
We never have this many comments.
I know. we
never make it public.
So yeah, just so you guys know, it's so good to have everybody here. Usually for our patrons, that's at the $5 and up level, we do a monthly live stream. And then when I mess up and make it public, we do it for everybody.
Yay!
So free October live stream.
Sorry, patrons, it's not just yours.
Tony Hayes, it was great to meet you at Ford Nationals.
Oh, that's so cool.
Good to meet you, Tony. And hi from the UK from Michael Draper.
Oh, so
that's so
cool.
cool.
I want to live in the UK.
Yes, Ellie, we took a trip and went to Edinburgh, and she fell in love with Scotland.
Yeah, we're a very big traveling family, so I've been quite a few cool places, but I absolutely love Scotland.
And Ashley Young said you went to Nolan's place. Yes. Nolan is a powder coater here in town who is fantastic and is a big supporter of Ellie.
Very helpful.
Have you thought about converting to a manual transmission for better performance out of the 6-cylinder? Not for Carl, but talking about the performance build we're talking about next, we are definitely looking at making it a manual.
I can't drive a manual.
How cool a video is that going to be of Ellie learning to drive a stick? Because I have a little stick Scion that's just, like the back and forth to work car.
My dad is the only one in our family, in our immediate family of 4, who knows how to drive a stick.
No, your mom, she can drive.
And my mom is learning.
No,
and
she can
drive it, but it makes her nervous.
Yes, she doesn't like it.
And he's threatening me with teaching me how to
Yes,
do it.
So trust me, sometime in the future there is going to be a Ellie learning to drive a stick, and it's going to be fantastic. She's going to get frustrated, and then she's going to get excited. It's going to be all the emotions.
Everything you want in a good video.
Listen to this. Wait, is that Carlisle? Is that people at Carlisle in Childress? Well, this says Carlisle Childress, and I don't know if that's but this says I learned to drive manual on a Falcon.
Wait, that's so cool.
So I of course, I'm 46. I learned to drive, but I did not learn to drive on a stick shift. And then I learned after that. I do not understand how anyone made it through the gauntlet of not only learning to control a car, but control a car while you are learning to drive a stick at the same time.
My grandmother, who is...
I have infinite amounts of respect
my grandmother,
for
who
those
is
people.
so cool, learned to drive on a stick, and from the moment I learned that, I started begging my dad to let me learn on a stick, and he said no. Because I just wanted to get the hardest part over with, and he wouldn't let me do that. I think it would have been so much easier, because then you downshift into...
You were hard enough on yourself just with us just learning how to drive.
That is very true. Maybe that wouldn't have been a good idea.
It would definitely not have been a good idea for you. For somebody like the people at Carlisle Childress, they absolutely could have done. Ellie, it's okay. I'm almost 27 and I've never driven a stick before. Thank you, Silent Wolf of Gaming, for solidarity. Okay, started on an automatic. Okay, I feel better that we don't have to... You weren't abused in your initial driving because it's just cruel. It's just cruel. Let's drive a standard. She could drive anything. Yes.
It's one of those things of
T5. I've heard about that transmission. We are looking at that.
Yeah, I really want to be able to drive anything, so I'm willing to learn how to drive a stick. I'm just not excited.
Trust me.
I will be once I know how.
Once you learn, it's really fun. It's really cool. Just you gotta. It's just like driving now. You got to get over that hump, and it's frustrating, but it's gonna be great. The whole range of emotion.
Thanks for making it sound fun, Dad.
Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Dad wouldn't let my sister drive till she could drive the 3 on the tree. I have never driven a 3 on the tree. So we talked about a 3 on the tree?
Nope.
It's a manual car, but it's column shift manual. And I have never, the pattern's like, I think it's reversed and it's first, third, or first, second, third. But
I've heard 3 on the tree, but I didn't know what that was.
I've never sat in a 3 on the tree car.
But it's manual, and
but it's on the column.
It like,
So yeah, never done it. I would love to do it sometime.
Interesting.
Nice. Learn on a VW bug. Cool. Oh, preset T-Biker 99. If it was closer, he'd totally invite us to drive his 51 Ford with a 3 on the tree. What?
I mean, where do you live?
I mean, we could road trip. We could road trip. Awesome.
Well,
yeah,
cool.
this is kind of this is basically about our time. We kind of do the old stuff and the new stuff and what's coming up, and so welcome. You again. Usually this is for our patrons.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
Thank you for supporting us.
We accidentally made it
sorry
public.
that we made it public, but we're so glad we did. I mean, happy accidents, right? That's what we're all about, you know.
So this is a glimpse of what you get if you're a patron. All the quality content.
All the cool stuff.
Yeah.
But do check out, if you guys haven't seen it, go check out this past week's video. And tomorrow, check out the autocross, because you should wait till you see Ellie. Ellie gets what I call, she gets her face she gets when she's really intense. I call it the T-ball face.
Because when I was little,
she'd do T-ball. When she'd swing, she'd get that, and that's the face. So
we're not going to release any pictures of that because that would be embarrassing.
But wait till you see her, especially her afternoon runs, because she starts really going after it. It's pretty cool.
I subconsciously get to a very focused face, and I can't grow out of it apparently, but that's okay. It's unique.
Cool. Farmer and Son Projects. They were working on a '67 Shelby GT 500 Mustang. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Awesome. Sweet.
Okay, so that's about what we do. Thank you for joining us.
It was great to see everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Everybody. It's great. It's really fun having everybody this time.
Yeah. So check us out. If you feel like coming on these for a monthly, consider supporting Ellie. But thank you guys for watching, subscribing, and hanging out. And now comes the part where I embarrass myself to try to turn the live stream off.
This is the most
This is the old man part, because look, I'm going right here.